question I get asked the most is Atlanta really expensive? So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how much I spend in a month as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta. Let's get right into it. So the very first thing I do is grab my budget notebook. This is my monthly budget worksheet. This is where I'm going to be reading off all of my real numbers, you guys. And just for reference, I live in Atlanta, like not Clayton County, not Sandy Springs, but Atlanta. My address literally says Atlanta. So if you know, you know. But for the month of April, I will be participating in Veda video every day in the month of April. And April is actually financial literacy month. So I will be posting videos about personal finance, budgeting, saving money, making money, all of those types of things. So if you are interested in that type of content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. But the question I get asked the most, girl, everybody wants to move to Atlanta. They want to know how much do it actually really cost, and today I'm going to be sharing that information. So the very first thing I like to do when it comes to my monthly budget planning, because this is me actually closing out my budget for the month, I like to figure out my income. So for me, I budget my income at the lowest amount that my paycheck has ever been, which is $1,900. And then for the month of March, I was paid 2 times. So my paycheck was actually $1,927.10 on the first payday, and then $1,919.02 on the second payday. Now, I also create content online, and for last month, I budgeted $1,500 as my income, but I ended up making $2,627.48, which gave me a total of $6,473.60 as my monthly budgeted income for the month of March, which is good. That is actually really good. I love when I make more than what I actually plan for. Now let's get into my budget categories, because that's what I budget by. I budget by categories because this allows me to see how much money am I spending in each one of these categories, and if I need to cut expenses somewhere, I know which categories are not like important. I line these items up by the most important to the least important. So starting off with the most important, which is my savings. I have my savings set up on automated draft. Every single time that I'm paid, money goes into these accounts. So within my savings, I have retirement, investing, my personal savings / emergency fund, and I budget $1,016.38, but I ended up only saving $969.88. And the reason why is because for the month of May, my escrow in my account was in a negative, which resulted in my mortgage payment actually going up. So I got to send more money towards the mortgage. So I needed to figure out ways to kind of like cut some expenses. So the easiest thing for me to do is to kind of like cut back on my investing. I was currently investing 5% of my paycheck, and my company was matching that 5%. However, I just dropped it down to the bare minimum, which is 3%, and my company is going to put 1%, which gives me a total of 4%, which is still not bad. But if your company is gonna match you at that same amount, you want to always go for that. That's what I'm noticing, more bang for my buck when I do it that way. However, I am in debt. Let's just be realistic. I am in debt, and your girl need to figure out different ways to either increase her income while also decreasing her expenses. So I just figured, you know what, let me drop this investing down just for this year. It's not gonna be long term. I'm really looking at trying to be done, paying off all of my credit cards by the end of the summer. So then I can raise my percentage back up to 5%, or maybe even more than that 5%, since I won't have to send like $500, $600 and something a month towards my credit card debt, which I'm currently doing right now. So that's what I spent in the month of March when it comes to saving. Now, within my home category, I have a separate account for my house and utilities, or my mortgage payment and utilities, because these are the expenses that I share with my boyfriend. We both put $1,500 each over there, and the bills for this house, just the light bill, the water bill, the trash bill, cable bill, all of those type of things, it comes up to around $2,900. Now, we also give my sister $150 to come in and deep clean once a month because she started her cleaning business, and I just love the way my sister cleans. She cleans like she used to work in a hotel, so she cleans as if she's still working at that hotel. So she comes in, she deep cleans the kitchen, all of the bathrooms. I have 3 bathrooms, so she deep cleaned the bathrooms, and then just my son room, because the house is really not that dirty or whatever. It's really just her getting free money and me supporting her business. Now I also have another checking account for my my regular bills like life insurance, short-term disability, aftercare for my son, and then my phone bill. So I budget $2,232.50 for my home category, and I ended up spending $2,452.72 within this budget. So I definitely went over the budget. The reason why is that everything is going up, you guys. So my life insurance actually went up from $11 to $13, and then the aftercare fees actually went up as well. So that's the reason why I needed to kind of like cut some expenses, because all of this stuff happened just all of a sudden. You get what I'm saying? So I just got my letter for my mortgage payment going up, and then my son's aftercare fees, they told me they're going up, and then I got a bill and I saw my life insurance going up. So it's just like, okay, I got to figure out a way to cut $351.50 from my existing budget in order to take care of this stuff. So the first way I cut expenses was drop my investing from 5% to that 3%. The next category is food, and your girl loves to eat. Not only do your girl love to eat, your girl love frappes. She loves smoothie bowls, and she like eating out to eat. But for the month of April, I'm gonna try my best not to eat out as much. I'm thinking, because I literally eat out every single day, especially when it comes to a frappe, because that's exactly what I get. I get a frappe every single day when I'm going to work. I only think about frappes when I'm at work. But in the month of April, I want to, let's just bring it down to maybe once a week, just eating out, or once a week only getting a frappe, things like that, and start cooking at home and seeing how we can cut some expenses when it comes to this food. Now, your girl budget $300 when it comes to food. I was giving myself $50 for frappes, and then $250 for just groceries and stuff like that. But your girl ended up spending $751.98. Now, just to kind of like give myself a leeway, majority of these expenses rolled over from February into March, but I didn't have it written down every single day. So that's where I'm going back to. I'm going back to tracking my expenses every single day, so that way I can kind of like see exactly how much I'm spending on a day-to-day basis, instead of me logging into my checking accounts on Sundays and seeing all of these pending transactions and don't really remember what days the money was spent. The next category is transportation. Now, I was giving myself $60 a week for gas. I do have 2 cars, but you can only drive 1 car at a time. So moving forward, it's just going to have to be 1 car at a time. Even if one run out of gas, I'm not going to go grab the other one. I'm just going to take that same car and just maybe put $10 here, $20 there if need be when it comes to filling up the gas tank. But a lot of times my boyfriend has to do oil changes on the car, or something, an issue may, arise on the car where it needs to be taken care of, and he may ask me to drive the other car. So sometimes that eventually happens, and sometimes the other cars don't have gas in it, or not enough gas, because I don't live about where I work, and it costs money to drive all the way up there. So for gas, I budget $300 for the month of March, but I ended up spending $233.99, which is, I'm super happy about. I did, for the majority of the part, I did only just drive. So I did only just drive just that 1 car in the month of March. However, I did kind of like switch out at the last week or 2. The next category is subscriptions. Now, I don't have that many subscriptions, just 3 subscriptions. And that's my Apple storage for my phone, because your girl got a lot of content in her phone. And my Google storage, I got a lot of emails that I do not check. And then my Beat Life membership. Now, I budget $61.98 for subscription. And of course, I end up spending $61.98 because those items are on automatic draft. The next category is my debt payment. This year, I'm totally focusing on my credit cards and my collections, and I have 3 credit cards, and then I have 1 credit card that I share with my boyfriend, and then I have a collections account that I owe. Now, my Capital One Saver credit card, I still haven't paid that one off. That one still has a balance of $1,900 on there by the time of posting this video. When I do a what I spend in a week, you will eventually find out if I actually paid that balance off or if I only just made the minimum payment, because that is actually when it's due. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it just yet. I don't know if I want to go ahead and pay it off or just make the minimum payments, being that everything is going up and I got to cut some expenses and I done went over budget and some stuff. So I still have to figure that part out. But my Discover credit card, I sent $250 extra over there, and usually I just focus on 1 card at a time, and I need to go back to focusing on 1 card at a time, because that $250 could have went towards this $1,900 that I got to pay off, because the Discover credit card is going to be the next credit card that I'm going to be focusing on. So if I just only make the minimum payments, my budget for my debt payments is $306.57, which is still a lot of money. $300 just for credit cards and a collection account. I can be putting this money back in my savings. I can be putting this money towards investing, things like that. That's why I'm so in a rush of getting rid of this credit card debt and this collection account, because it's gonna free up so much money. But this, for the month of March, I ended up sending $566.57 towards the debt, which, I'm just trying to get it paid off, y'all. It wasn't a whole lot so far, but I'm just trying to get this stuff paid off so I can be able to put this money back in my pocket. So for miscellaneous, I spent $87.17. As you can see, I had to look on my budget spreadsheet because I didn't get that far within my budget and write that down. However, I do put everything inside of my budget spreadsheet every single time that I write inside of this notebook. So that is actually what I spend in each one of my categories when it comes to living in Atlanta on a budget. You let me know in the comments. Do you think Atlanta is expensive? Or do you not? I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.